Happy Wednesday wherever you are, or happy whatever day it is when you're watching this. Lumen here with an Agricola game for you today. We're playing EIK WM in France only, Draft 9, with Turambar, Elkazar, and Toulden. Turambar and Elkazar both part of the Agricola Norway contingent. Just setting up here. Alright, so Stage Star is bad this game. We already know this because of food connoisseurs in the game, so if you're incentivizing someone else to take traveling players by perhaps giving them a wood, then food connoisseur is like, oh, I get a wood and my reed? I get a wood and my clay? Like, it's a pretty good deal. Rancher's interesting, but the best three cards here are Milking Hand, Sailboat Constructor, and Food Connoisseur. Food Connoisseur is probably what I'm leaning towards. I've been taking Milking Hand a lot recently because it's really good. But I don't know. I feel like changing it up a bit. Sailboat is fun, but you really need a big food engine. There is a baker here. So I'm kind of enticed to like pray for grain and then take sailboat, pray for grain, and take baker. Not guaranteed. Village Fool is also interesting to think about. So these are the 6 cards I'm considering, not for first pick, but like what's going to wheel. I guess Fencer I should note as existing. Milking Hand Ranchers, like decent synergy, even though it's not like timing synergy. It's like theoretical synergy almost. I think I'll take Food Connoisseur. All right. So Harvester's quite a good card. A 4-wood card about harvesting 5 goods, but here it's clearly Lady in Waiting. Lady in Waiting, a very strong card. Less strong if you play a bunch of expansions, but with 2 or fewer expansions, there are fewer better cards to first pick than Lady in Waiting, and this is a second pick. In terms of things from my first pack that go well with Lady in Waiting, Village Fool, maybe not so much. Rancher could do something. Baker, I think Baker works okay. Food Connoisseur, I think, is fine with Lady. What else was there? The Fencer doesn't care. And the Milking Hand. The Milking Hand would have been really good with Lady in Waiting. On the rebound here, Harvester, Well Builder, and Social Climber are all pretty good and are probably taken. So Herdsman, which also goes great with my Food Connoisseur, is probably what I'm hoping to get back on the rebound. And I'm praying that Toulden and Turambar and Alcazar do not take Master Forester, because Master Forester is terrible and changes the game so much, and I hate it. Did I mention it's terrible? This pack, the only good card is Guildmaster. Berry Picker can be average, but Berry Picker is a card that traps you into thinking you have more food than you do. One of my sayings, like as a joke, but not really joking, is that Mushroom Collector is not a feeding plan. A lot of beginning and intermediate players, I think, get trapped by trying to use Mushroom Collector as a feeding plan. So I always say it's not a feeding plan. And because Berry Picker gives less food than Mushroom Collector, it is certainly not a feeding plan. So I'm taking Guildmaster. If nothing else, because it's much stronger than everything else here. Uh, there was a brief thought in my mind about Agrarian plus Rancher, but then I remembered that Agrarian is bad. Trailblazer is not only the best card here, but I think fits okay. Yeah, I don't have a plow system necessarily. Reformer is good, but Trailblazer is quite nice. I'm not great with it. You need to keep no empty fields on your farm, like 3 times during the game. But that's doable. So with something like Trailblazer, I want to sow in round 12 or 13 and get plow sow in round 14 to hit harvester. But with harvester in the game, the round 13 start player, it might be the best action on the board. I suppose completing a plow sow in completing a plow sow in round 12 or 13 where everything is freshly sown, that's also quite good. And, well, just as good. But it's harder to get all those fences in. Rancher or Village Fool? Stage Star is interesting, but not interesting enough. I think I'd rather try to trap someone else into playing it, though this pack was good enough so that nobody needs to take Stage Star. I think people undervalue Fencer. Hmm. Wooden Hut Builder could be okay to increase my floor. My floor is already pretty high with Lady in Waiting. I do already have 2 Stage 1 occupations I want to play, and usually that's enough for me. If I have a weakness that relates to occupations, it's not playing them soon enough. I often get tempted into taking the best accumulating action in Stage 1 or read Stone Food. Um, yeah, and if like Herdsman comes in. So this is either like a mid-game Rancher, a mid-game Village Fool, or Wooden Hut Builder for floor. I think it's going to be Village Fool. Herdsman came back. The exact things we thought would get taken did get taken. And then Basin Maker. I guess Butcher's a better immediate emergency situation than Basin Maker for sealing. Well, if someone plays Master Forester, Basin Maker will be good. All right, there are 6 notable cards here. Baking Tray, the weakest of these, but Baking Tray Bakehouse, and there was a baker in the game. Hopefully, nobody has a powerful grain engine. Barbershop and Ruins are good sealing, but I mean, I have to take one of the either Goose Pond or Beehive. These are both amazing cards. I'll take Beehive. I should have 2 improvements down pretty easily. I do like seeing heavy stone costs here with a Guildmaster in hand. Did I completely ignore Basket Maker? I completely ignored Basket Maker in the draft at one point. Oh, that's terrible. When did I ignore Basket Maker? Maybe for Trailblazer? Yeah, okay. I'm still going to say it's the right play, even though it's definitely more questionable with a Guildmaster in hand. Basket Maker is basically an 8 food move with Guildmaster in hand. But Blazing My Trails seems like a good play. Here, this is Encircling Walls, the 3rd huge stone cost miner I've seen, along with Bakehouse and Ruins. So 5 rings is a clear play here. Trowel for the Social Climber is going to be really good. Clay Deposit also good for the Social Climber. Liquid Manure, decent to hope for on the rebound. Liquid Manure is actually quite helpful in a Harvester game. It keeps your crops on your fields for quite a while. Dibber has the same idea. Stowshed, Lamp Oil, Amusement Park are the best cards here. Amusement Park is nice for whoever took Encircling Wall, I would say. With Lady waiting around, I should be able to build a stable on my first room, theoretically. Eh. Lamp Oil is just less powerful, and Amusement Park is a bit suspicious with my hand. I think I'll take Storage Shed. I'm not really guaranteed to have all that, all the wood that I'd want. Okay, so Madonna is an interesting thought. Village School's the best card here. I could School the Fool. That would be funny. With 5 rings, I think Village School is the pick. Without 5 rings, I might consider Madonna Statue a lot more. How does Storage Shed interact with Baking Tray? So Baking Tray, of course, makes the major ovens minor improvements for me. I think they work together. Private Forest is nice, but I don't really want to mess up my feeding situation. 5 rings, Baking Tray, Storage Shed seems like a really good combo, but somebody else is going to be taking the ovens. With Baker, well, nobody really has a grain thing that I saw. Like, did I see any grain in this draft besides, oh, there was Sailboat Constructor. Sailboat's going to be really good this game. In a Harvester game with no other crop support, there was like a wine closet. One sec. So just had to clear my nose there. I think Baking Tray is okay. Then here, this is... Well, Liquid Manure, as I was saying, is pretty decent in a Harvester game. I hate to pass Trowel, but why didn't the Social Climber take Trowel the first time around? Yo, what's up, Rilo? Brazier is, like, cute with Herdsman, but I don't think is necessary. Read Exchange, not necessary, though that's also a decent thing that makes it less likely we get start playered on, but I don't really care enough at this point. Playing with Guildmaster is probably the right play. More so, wild breeding is okay, but I have good animals comparatively, I think. So I'll take the plane, and with a joinery, that should be good. All right, and I got start player. Usually with Food Connoisseur, that's a slam dunk Ock Day Labor. Sobek came round 1. I do want to get significant amounts of Reedstone food. Uh, Awkward. I guess I want to get my ox out fast for I'm gonna take the opposite of. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm taking day labor. Fine. SVC. Reed, wood, grain, stone, veg, clay. Harvester for Toolden. And Turumbar gets Reedstone food. Leaving Elkazar typically with 3 wood here, yep. Day labor Reed, or just jump on 2 clay and try to get Herdsman out. 2 clay. Yeah. I'll take day labor soon enough. Toolden getting started early with a moldboard plow. I mean, I saw that, but I wouldn't have expected that as the first pick. So, Connoisseur, Herdsman, Lady in Waiting will be a pretty strong opening, as long as Fireplace flips relatively early. Well, actually, it's going to be fine no matter what. Elkazar looking at taking 1 reed here. Whoa. And he does so instead of plow or day labor. That's pretty suspicious. It usually says I have landing net. Ah, rancher for Toolden. Okay, so he's basically getting that moldboard out fast, ranching up fast. That's neat. Turumbar does get another Reedstone food, which is quite nice. And Elkazar takes wood, allowing me to play an Ock. That's a little lucky here. And Major did flip. Good. So we get to play Herdsman. Toolden's certainly going to plow. I guess 2-wooder start player for Turambar. And maybe start player here for Alcazar. I can't really imagine much else. 2-wood is okay, of course. I can probably resize this a little. There we go. Start player for Alcazar with a barber shop. And, it looks like he might be putting it on his board in an interesting place. Let's see. I'm not sure they are essential businesses. Did I add the read twice? I did add the read twice. Okay, so I do need to play Lady in Waiting, but I also need to take Reedstone Food because it's Reedstone Food. Yeah. So Lady in Waiting, Fireplace, X are my last actions of stage 1. Toolden busting out an early Tinsmith. Turambar is going to have all his room parts like right now, unless he takes 4 clay. It's that X. It is the linchpin for sure. Like, you never know what it's going to be until it happens. Turambar goes fishing with 5 food already in supply. It's a little curious. Alcazar gets wood. I'm on the slower plan here. I don't want to pay 2 food for this Ock. Taking a little risk. The stone from my Reedstone Food will really power 5 rings. Exactly. Math is hard, man. I mean, also 3-wood, 3-wood does quite a good job. It gets us the wood for storage shed. Turambar starts, and he's going to get 4 wood and a private forest. Okay, nice. That explains the food grab. Pretty high food game here. I think I like that Toolden's eating all the clay, but I don't really know what's happening with that. Turambar goes for first room. Alright, I'm playing Lady in Waiting first action. Sorry, 4 wood. I can't do it. There should be some juicy actions in the rest of this round, though. I think Turambar noticed he could get 4 wood and build room. Yeah, because Alcazar needed the food. Yeah, I mean, no promises. It could still happen. But I wanted to get all my stuff set up here, and somehow I did. Just barely. Took 1 irresponsible Reedstone Food action, which is going to help plenty. Start player 5 rings and then be Beehive eligible is fun. I'm going second last. Yeah, thanks. I do think it was a good Ock spam here. If I start, will okay. If I start, will Toolden take 3 wood? Or should I just take the 3 wood? What is Toolden planning? He must have Well Builder, which means if I take 3 wood, he'll take 4 clay. I think I'm okay with that. Oh, right, and he can plow. So I'm on a bit of a slow plan here. 3 wood, day labor, room stable. Stow shed into 5 rings, take some stone with all my miners. I think my game's decent, especially with Renovate popping in round 5. Gotta love it. Oh, and Alcazar taking 2 read. He's gonna try to build 2 rooms right here. Seems fair. I'll make him do that. I mean, 2 rooms with barbershop for 6. It's a pretty nice start. Toolden getting 5 clay, also nice. We did pass him the trowel, but he's got no, well, no, he has food. He has a tinsmith. So time to guess which huge stone miner Turambar took. Ruins and or encircling wall. Well, ruins and or... No, it was just ruins and encircling wall and bakehouse, but bakehouse not really a thing. Turambar says, think. He really has a lot of options. I need to build a room if Alcazar doesn't. Just like force him to stable block. Well, no. Hold on. I don't know if he can get away with it or not. Basket maker for stock for Turambar. That's good. He does build rooms. That's nice to see. We get to continue with the plan here. Food. Take that wood and a sheep. Toolden taking a single grain. And we get late growth. I think I'm in the driver's seat here, so I need to not screw it up. Chris being kind to me today. No Ox for Alcazar so far, and Turambar just played his first one last round. Not super notable. There could be a few things that are especially dangerous, but I don't think it's a crazy thing to see right now. Alcazar taking 6 clay. I could room 3 stables. Reedstone food for Toolden. I think Toolden's probably quite happy with this turn of events also. I think he probably wanted 6 clay in a perfect world, but Alcazar taking it is quite fine. Turambar building fences? Yeah. He can feed with his basket maker. So that'll make it 6 wood or 4 sheep for my choice. Because I do have to build a room here. Alcazar playing a hearth. I mean, I'll let him have the sheep. Where do I want these? It doesn't really matter. Toolden taking another single grain action. Oh, this must be amusement park. Oh, donkey, nice. The plan was never the sheep. Village Fool is probably worth playing. I just need to figure out for what. Okay, so here, SP Coffee Break for Alcazar. Sure. Gotta take the 6 wood. I was thinking Shed instead of 5 rings. That breeding sheep is really nice, though. Ah, no, I still need to make Nightbot say something about that. Interesting first action, so. I mean, I guess he's willing to eat the clay here. This is a easy 4 food or 2 reed or Reedstone food for Turambar. Some good actions there. I guess 2 reed is just better for him. Than 4 food is what I meant. Reedstone food definitely fine. Probably ruins for him. Ilkazar gets the sheep. And I could play Storage Shed here to let me get 5 rings out a bit earlier. I could take... Oh no, food, sheep, grain to let the sheep breed. That's a really nice action. Toolden builds a room in a stable, and that keeps him 2 ahead of me on Rancher. I'm like threatening a little to be the Rancher police, but not hugely. I do want to get my Trailblazer down. I want to get my Guild Master down. There's a lot of cards left to play here. SP nothing for Alcazar. And I'll drop this Storage Shed. Then I'll grow with Beehive. This action can be 5 food from the board or 4 clay, 4 wood. 4 clay, I guess, is also okay. Toolden gets a clay oven here. He ate 3 of his clay, right? Yeah, so he has none left. Definitely the long game setup. His rancher is good. We'll see if he's got. Oh, what else he's got? 3 stone might wheel, which would really make my guild master quite nice. I have a feeling Turumbar is going for ruins. Okay, so it's 3 stone or wood here. The stone's going to make guild master amazing. It might be all the stone I need for the game. It also threatens the well. And while I think this is just too much wood in this game, and Elkazar hasn't shown a huge need to take it. Oh, I guess I didn't note that his coffee break. Oh, gosh, I'm terrible at showing you guys the cards on YouTube. Coffee break says that Elkazar doesn't want to play any Ox until like round 12. This screams wealthy European. It like must be wealthy European at this point. Yeah, and an unsurprising baker here. Oh, no, he's going to take 2 wood. So that's coffee break from Elkazar. Round 3, he played Barbershop to get 6 points. Turumbar is feeding with the help of Basket Maker. He built a single pasture early for his donkey, which will give him easy plows. And he played a private forest in round 3 to get all but 1 of the wood on even rounds. And he's playing the well now. Play well. Toolden has played the only 4 wood of this card of this game, the Harvester. So we'll all want to harvest 5 things in round 14. Literally just things, I think. It doesn't quite matter. Donkey, the enemy of ranchers, indeed. So here, I think I'll take a read. Toolden starts with Goose Pond. Yep, those are the top miners from my pack. And now 2 clay or 3 food for Toolden. I was continuing with a look at the cards played so far. Rancher. So Toolden has got his fields up early with his moldboard plow so that he'd get a wood every round, and it's been working out quite nicely for him. He also fed emergency style with Tinsmith, and that's going to turn from emergency to successful quite soon. And he just played this Goose Pond, which is, of course, one of the best miners out there. All right, so I have 3 food here with my sheep, and I need 5, so I could take 2 sheep. Yeah, there's not much else I can do here besides, like, food connoisseur. It does get me the veg earlier. Well, for me it is. Though I guess the only other person with a cookery is Elkazar, so yeah, we can let them pile. No, Tarambar is going to fence soon. So I think just having less animals accumulating. I feel like I'm going to get all the stuff from here eventually. I don't really need the clay either. It's also a lot more my style to just like make the board suck for everyone else if possible. And I breed another sheep. So beehive food, sheeping, sheep breeding, I've got some good stuff set up. Turambar gets a 4 read grab. That's pretty nice. Like Marushka's Gelder yesterday, yeah. Just sweeping the board clean of anything useful for anyone. Next round, it looks like 5 Clay is going to be hanging out. Oh, wow. Elkazar got the Sailboat Constructor. Nice. So he needs to remove the food for coffee break, but take the one from this round. I do really want to get this Trailblazer down fast. Oh, and I'm 1 animal short of prerequisite liquid manure. That's fun. Well, BA, to be fair, it's mostly you trying to get people to do it. I don't think we did food in round 5. It's not a huge deal. Like, there's definitely a statistically significant case that going fourth is worse, but I would like to see more analysis first. Like, in what way is the win percentage worse? Because so I have a suspicion. I'm not saying that I think this is more likely, but if player 4 either does just as well or loses by 8 once in a while, that's a very different situation than if fourth player loses by 1 a bit more often than that. So the stats show, at least from like 2012 to 2015, that player 4 lost half a point on average and won, I think, 3% fewer games on average, 3% of total games. So there's a few ways you can get there, right? We don't know the distribution of how those extra losses and lower averages came about. So that's why I think we should reserve judgment on in what way to adapt for fourth player. Whoa, hold on. So Field Warden instead of... Oh. Okay, that's nice. Field Warden and Sailboat Constructor. So I'm the only one... Well, I guess Turambar needs to do some sewing. This is nice. I like that a lot. Toolden starting off, or growing with Reed Exchange. Turambar doing start player. This seems like he might have like a farm steward. Yeah, you must have farm steward. I do want to get my Trailblazer out this round, along with taking some stuff from the board. Elkazar taking the 4 wood, so I should probably take the 5 clay. My food. Yeah, I was reading a discussion in the forum that you guys are tracking the stats, but how are you ever going to defeat the small sample size concerns? I'm not sure I have time to play 5 rings here. I should play Village School also. Gosh, there's so much to do. As there always is in these late growth games. Turambar gets the 2 pig second action, very nice for him. Good read to see that Elkazar would much rather have the 4 wood. So I'm declaring that I really want to sow action next round, but that looks pretty likely to happen. And there's the farm steward. Turambar's feeding is a little suspicious. He'll need to feed 7. He's got a basket maker. Alcazar plowing, sure. Here's where I think I gotta play, I don't know, 5 rings, maybe? Swap a stone to a reed, then next turn Guildmaster, or Basket Maker's Workshop on Major, then Reno Pottery and Guildmaster. Well, Guildmaster first. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. I have my own little politician there. How to beat small sample size, get more people to implement it. Yeah, but like then you're gonna get 50 games. I think the better way to do is to download or have either Chris do it on his own time if he feels up to it. Oh, and I want to sew also. Crap, I don't have time to do all that. Or, I mean, I think I have a way of getting the data. Alcazar start players. The bean field. Oh, so first. That bean field is, this grain is going to come off in round 14, so that's good. Is my food correct? I added a field. I don't remember if my food is correct. No, I think I should have 3 food after the field, and then I play Guildmaster here, and I'm down to 2. Three stone for Alcazar. And I think Basket Maker's Workshop is a higher priority than the other stuff, just because it gets me the read I can cycle with, or Reno with. That's what I meant, just like keep the Guildmaster cycle going. The Beehive is paying for my Lady in Waiting, which is quite useful. I don't want to be concerned with that 2 food. Right now I have 4 food there, and whatever guild I buy. If I'm forced to like Reno Pottery, that's fine. Toolden with a very nice plum patch there on Reno. So I guess I could be blocked out of a guild here. Turambar plowing twice. If plow so flips, I might get it. but I'm not ready to take it necessarily. Taking those 2 sheep really actually did end up being wrong. Turambar would have another huge animal grab here, though, so... Breed, food, sheep that rebreeds, and then minus F to plow. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that it's too big of a deal. I agree. All right, what flips here? I don't have this food. It is growth. I do need some wood. Those cows look pretty juicy. The cows are probably the better take. Nobody else has them. Oh, well, Alcazar's not going to grow. That's a little gift. Okay, so we're going to get... Toolden taking the cows. I like to see that. I could sow here. That's basically a sow plow action. Turambar getting the 3 sheep is quite nice. I do want to renovate. I do want to build pottery. I can do all of these things. Like this turn. But 4 wood's a good action. No one is threatening either of those immediately. It's too late for Village Fool. Challenge, then? What's that? What's the challenge? I only need a 2 stone grab because I have a stone here. I might just be fencing 12. There are only 4 fence actions left in the game. Something to think about. At least 3 need to be taken. Reno fence seems likely as one of them because we're on wood clay here. Oh, I got this because Alcazar has an empty room, that's right. Start players available. Village School is like a free point. I have lots of actions next round. I'll think about it in a second, but I'm not going to read that right now. Yeah, you just noticed they're in the same hand. I got both. Yeah, also. Toolden gonna fence 10 here. Get his rancher back online. Yeah, fair enough. Appreciate you splitting your work focus away from, or in order to watch me here. Oh, and Turambar is threatening joinery first. That's interesting. I'll reno joinery then. Bosses, oh, sorry, one sec. Clay, joinery. Oh, you didn't take Reedstone food. Took a veg instead. I'm going second or third this next round. The wood's helpful. I could also fence big, but I mean, I should have this game more or less on lock here. Getting all these ox down was kind of silly in a good way. I don't think I need to win Harvester, but I'll try. Turambar is deciding first or last. And he chooses last. I mean, getting those donkey fields down seems good. Alcazar getting growth here. What do I want? I want pottery, which is a little safe right now. Oh, I Toolden barely got that wood. I'll fence here. Oh, wait. Yeah, it doesn't matter. All right, so I got my fencing figured out. I'm going to be going last. That's guaranteeing Harvester for Toolden. And Alcazar is going to have to work a little to do it, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. Turambar takes double plow with the sow. Yeah, last ended up being pretty okay. Let's see. I do want to get my food connoisseur figured out, or get the veg from it. That action was not great for me. Toolden taking 2 stone. Food, pig, veg is quite a good action for me. Looks like Turnbar is forcing me to pottery here. Or he's just going to Reno Hearth. Oh, he might be Reno Hearth anyway. Being able to play this many cards is really good for me, I would say. I think I'm not going to go for a Stonehouse. Yeah, Plow is okay. I think my odds of Harvester aren't very high. If I get my veg and then sow it, that's basically getting a Plow. Let's play this safe. Oh my, that is a country doctor for Toolden. So that kind of explains how he took 2 grain early, but I don't think it's going to pay off. So that was Toolden's first pick. I assume Farm Steward was Turnbar's first pick because taking Country Doctor ahead of Farm Steward is a little mad. Turnbar does get Reno Hearth. Alcazar Plow sowing his last action. He will hit the Harvester. That's nice for him. This has to be food, pig, veg. Mark that as mine. In OCD news, I usually put my stable in the upper left corner because it has the best way to fit with the marker there, the animal shape and the counter. In other OCD options, I could line up the marker with the stable because those seem to have about the same amount of pixels. Plow is 1 food better than so. But 1 veg worse. That's a 4 food action. Okay, so this is feed, reed, clay, and 5 food on SF Plow. And then I get 2 beehive foods. So I'm just going to go for a straight plow action first, see if I can get the sow. And otherwise hope that the cow is around, but everyone needs a cow except for Toolden. Oh, he has Milking Hand. You mean like this? I don't actually know if that even gets counted. All right, let's explode from the inside together. No, they do count. Alcazar getting a stone oven. I can play liquid manure now. In terms of point actions, food, pig, clay is quite good. Yeah. Oh, I need to take this 2 food. Food, pig, clay, 4 clay, 4 wood, 5 reed. Oh, 5 reed is 3 points. If I don't get so, it's definitely going to be 5 reed. Over 1 cow. At this point, even if you think you could squeeze out a couple more points, people will usually block you, so I'm just going to take my 5 reed, I think, if I don't get so bake. I can bake a grain, which is kind of funny. In case Turambar is thinking about if he can catch me or not. He does take so bake. All right. Okay, so that's okay. Plow is a 2-point action. I don't really have feeding problems. Alcazar I don't think is in it, points-wise. Turambar did get to 5 people. Turambar is having not the greatest time with food. Yeah, so then 5 reed, 4 clay, 4 wood would be a pretty nice ending for me. Oh no, instead of 4 wood, it would be Daylabes. Toolden with the bakehouse, which I can afford. How would I be able to get there? I can't get there with 3 actions. Well, 2 stone, reed stone, food, bake, clay oven. Major clay oven. I could run a major clay oven. I could technically get there. Turambar took a grain. I'll take my 5 reed. and take my 4 clay, and then take my Daylabes. Elixir Plow Sowing to end his game. These guilds should carry me pretty well. I have most of the things. Feed, 5 food, 1 grain is free, 1 clay is free, and then I need 2 more food. I guess 1 reed. I didn't really need to. All right. Yeah, round 7 growth completely destroyed you. Yeah, okay, good. My chat got through. So quarry, Sunday worker, and social climber. Wow. Okay, so what is this? I need to get rid of all this stuff. This is 48. Yeah, successfully connoisseuring the food. Yeah, I told you didn't have to do it until later. Just barely snuck it in there. All right, so that's 40 for Alcazar, and I think Toolden said 43, 43, and 46. Cool. Yeah, so I definitely got lucky with round 7 growth and Lady in Waiting. That's always very nice, but did get enough of a point ceiling at the end there. So yeah, fun game. Storage shed 5 rings. Guildmaster was incredibly powerful. Oh, 43 for Alcazar. Yeah, and we're done in an hour 13. Like, isn't this great? You know, just start a game and an hour 15 later, you finish the whole Agricola. Oh, that was great. Just like the ability to play people like bang, 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 move after move, get it in there. That was 46. A nice thing about playing EIKWM, oh, not 13, is that not only does everybody know the cards a lot better, the auto scoring works like without much trouble at all. Like whatever the auto scorer says, like that's probably what you have. Okay. Oh, I forgot to do this. Next 100 games, ask the table if you can go last. Can see what position you do worst from. If it's not 4th, you'll pay me $100. I'm not saying that going 4th is just as good. That's not my argument. My argument is that we don't know what kind of worse it is. Because the whole point of figuring out a solution to going to fixing the weakness of going 4th is to figure out like what puts you on a balanced playing field. Because something like a food in round 5, as you suggest, is probably a good fix for if there is a most common loss style as like 1 to 2 points compared to not going 4th. However, if it's a rare situation where fourth player loses by 10, that one food's not going to matter. Like, it doesn't fix the problem. Uh, so my argument is that we want to fix the problem, not guess necessarily. And I'm not saying that fourth is just as good, because that's definitely not the case. But for example, if a food in round, if fourth player does just as good as first player, except once in a while they lose by 10, then that fourth food is going to make them win a lot more than they should. Like, it might put them better than second player, and they'll just have like bigger swings in their games. And I don't know if that's a good fix. So that's my take. And I haven't checked it statistically, but you haven't either. All right. I think that'll end my stream today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Hope it was a good time here. And I will see you all tomorrow, probably for more Agricola. The Terra Mystica stream didn't go too well yesterday. I think that's partially on me. Yeah, I can try to elaborate on that. All right. Take care, everyone.